Hello student, very good morning to all of you. How are you? I hope you all are happy, healthy and fine at home. Do you remember what were we discussing yesterday? I think yesterday we have described the scheme number 1 and what will be the precursor or the starting material, what will be the intermediate and how we got ribosine A and ribosine B that we have described in our previous lectures. Now today at present what we are going to discuss, we are going to discuss the actual synthesis. 9 steps were there for the synthesis of that ribosine. So let's start the scheme number 2 starting from the, as we know that the precursor or the starting material which we are going to use over here for the synthesis of the ribosine A. We are talking about the synthesis of ribosine A. Synthesis of ribosine A. Ribosine A. Okay. So let us see, this is a starting material which we are going to use over here. So this is a starting material, and as we know that the name of this compound is a dibenzofuran, and that dibenzofuran will be treated with TDO2, and we will get the 84% yield. So look at that is a what do you mean by that TDO? It is a well for the biotransformation, because we are going to use here the approach should be biotransformation. So biocatalysis. So that type of the catalysis is T stand for toluene dioxygenase. That O2 at a control condition near about we are going to get as 84%, that is a TDQ, full form of that TDO is a toluene dioxygenase. TDQ is a toluene, it is a toluene dioxygenase, that is a full form of TDO. So remember that one. And oxygen provided over there, it is used for cis hydroxy, the speciality, because we are going to get as a chemoselective, means selectively many functional groups are there, only specifically we are going to get as a that particular reagent, that particular product means specific product. So let's see over here, what do you get? You are going to get over here this compound. So let me draw that compound. This meiotic remains as it, this part of the compound remains as this is double bond, and this double bond remains as it is, and here you are going to get here the cis diol. Cis diol, as we know that OH and the OH. See, as we know that benzene ring is a very stable ring. It cannot be such type of the addition reaction you never see before. But in a chemoenzymatically, that is a biotransformation, this type of the possibility is there, and that's why TDQ it is a toluene dioxygenase. It has a speciality, it give the cis hydroxylation for olefinic compound. Suppose we have a starting material is a olefin, by using as a traditional reagent such as potassium permanganate or osmium tetroxide. These are the reagent gives the cis, or they are known for their cis hydroxylation, means 1,2 diacetyl vicinal type of the Diol generally it gives, that is both the hydroxyl group are coming on the same side. So that is a speciality of those traditional reagent whatever we have learned. One is a potassium permanganate and another one is a osmium tetroxide OSO4. These are the two very good reagents that convert olefin into as a cis hydroxylation. But here, even though before that we know that the aromatic ring is a very stable, but here the TDQ, when in a control condition oxygen is provided, it specifically see there is a addition reaction. Aromatic compound at a normal condition do not give addition reaction. If they give addition reaction, they lose its aromaticity, and therefore aromatic compound do not undergo as addition reaction. That is the general rule or the general guideline or whatever we have learned so far. But here there is an exception. It gives the cis hydroxylation with that specific reagent, that is a TDQ. That's you should remember here, that is the speciality of this conversion. This is the compound number 1. Now we are starting the numbering over here. This is a compound number 1, that is a di-cis dihydroxyl group, which is a compound number 1, remember over here. And again let me tell you some chemoenzymatic approach when we are using. The title of this paper is a chemoenzymatic. So that approach we are going to use, chemoenzymatic approach, stereo controlled manner we are going to use, because here we are getting as a cis dihydroxy. And again one more thing you should remember, there is a no carbon-carbon bond forming reaction occur during the whole synthesis starting from 1 to 9 steps. At the final stage you are going to get as a ribosine A or ribosine B, and there is a no carbon-carbon bond forming processes occurring. And then molecular docking study also we are going to discuss in during this synthesis. This is a compound number 1. Now let us see another one where we can use one reagent, that is DMP, followed by PPTS, then Me2CO, that is acetone. Temperature is kept 0 degree centigrade, 0 centigrade to room temperature, and the percentage of that is got is a 73%, very high yield compound we are getting over here by adding all these thing specifically. What this compound is, compound number 1 or structure number 1 is going to convert into as a structure number 2. And what is the structure number 2 which I am representing over here? Let's see. This is a structure number, this the other part of the molecule remains as it is, only changes are occur over here that I am representing. Here is the oxygen atom, oxygen. Now here one of the methyl group which goes above the plane, and 3D dimensional structure it is, and one methyl group. Look at here, by adding these reagent, so Me2CO acetone, we know that it is a protecting vicinal diol. suitably, and we will get as a this type of the compound. Diol get protected over here. And what is the role playing other reagent? These are the biotransformation, biocatalysts. These are DMP and PPTS. The full form of that DMP is nothing but as a 2,2-dimethoxypropane. DMP means 2,2-dimethoxypropane, which is a liquid, and it is prepared. DMP means a dimethylpropane. DMP is nothing but as a dimethoxypropane. Dimethoxypropane, and that dimethoxypropane can be obtained from this type of the compound. Suppose we have this acetone, CO, then O, here CS3, here CS3 and CS3. This is nothing but as 1, 2, 3. Look at 2 position, there will be a 2-methoxy, and therefore at 2,2-dimethoxypropane, or what we can 2,2-dimethoxypropane, that is a structure. Or acetone will be, when acetone treated with the methanol, this type of the compound is formed, which is a biocatalyst. Then PPTS. PPTS nothing but as a pyridinium paratoluene sulfonate. It is a salt of pyridine and paratoluene sulfonic acid. And this PPTS means what? Let's see the full form of that PPTS. The full form of PPTS is nothing but as a pyridinium paratoluene sulfonic acid. Pyridinium, second P stand for paratoluene sulfonic acid. Sulfonic sulfonate. So that is a full form of PPTS. S means sulfonate, paratoluene. So pyridinium paratoluene sulfonate, that is a full form of that, and which is also used in a biotransformation of that reaction, and therefore it is used as a here it is a salt of pyridine and the paratoluene sulfonic acid. This is obtained from pyridine, as we know that pyridine and paratoluene sulfonic acid. Paratoluene sulfonic acid. And as we know that the structure of pyridine, which is a base, right, like this, and the paratoluene sulfonic acid, as we know that this one, paratoluene sulfonic acid, CS3, S double bond O and OH. This is a structure of paratoluene sulfonic acid. So by mixing these two chemical together, the resulting compound, the salt is formed, and this will be selectively protect the 1,2-diols with that acetone, and this reaction is stirred at 0 degree to room temperature, and the product is obtained. Overall yield of this product is 73%, and this is nothing but as a structure number second, which we have discussed over here. Now let's begin with the next one. Next, what you are going to get? Let's see the structure number 3. From 2, we will get the structure number 3, and what will be that? So let's see, first one is a OSO4, osmium tetroxide, as we know that it is one of the oxidizing reagent, and second one is a NMNO, then N-methyl, N-oxide pyridinone, that is then acetone once again, Me to CO as to water, that is a percentage is used 9:1%, 9:1%, 9% acetone and 1% is a 1% is a water, that is a percentage is taken over here, and the how much yield, overall yield obtained is a 91%. That is a very high yielding process. It is how it is designed. So let's see, this is a the compound which we are going to get as a it. So here once again we are going to get the compound number 3. The compound number 3 will be this one. Look at here. This is a structure which I am going to represent over here. This moiety remains as it is, this way, and here this is also remains as it is. Here the O, here also as a O, this group remains as it is now throughout, and here is a methyl group, and one methyl group should be below the plane, one should be above the plane. Now here this carbon-carbon double bond addition reaction takes place, and here due to the OSO4 we know that just before I already explained you that the role of potassium permanganate and osmium tetroxide, these are the traditional or the conventional way to make the olefin into as a cis diol. So here we are going to get the product like this. OH, this hydroxy should be below the plane, this also. Both the hydroxy groups are coming from the same side, and therefore this is a cis hydroxylation due to the OSO4, and another biocatalysts are used here for this, and 91% of the product is obtained in this particular reaction, and this is a structure number 3 we can see here. This is a structure number 3, starting from the starting material or precursor, which is a dibenzofuran, adding TDO, toluene dioxygenate, biocatalyst gives the product, that name of that product or that compound is the one where we get selectively cis hydroxylation. After cis hydroxylation, these are the reagent we have added here, and we will got the protection of cis diol, because acetone, while studying protection and deprotection, blocking and deblocking, or installation and the removal of group during the synthesis, is in chemoselectively required to decrease the reactivity of one functional group over the another functional group. Such kind of the transformation is necessary. Without these kind of the protection and deprotection, we never achieve the desired product which we required for obtaining as a starting material, or what we not starting material, that is a target molecule which we are our ultimate aim to synthesize that target molecule. We never get without the some time protection. That's why the protection is done here in this process, and we got 91% of the yield. So cis hydroxylation. So after that, on the structure number 3, then added other reagents are like this. One of the reagent is TEMPO, TEMPO, oxone, TEMPO, oxone, TBAB, TBAB, TBAB. Next one is a CH2Cl2 dichloromethane, then room temperature, stored at room temperature, and they have got 84% yield, and we will get as a compound number 4 here. Let's see. Or what is that compound number 4? Only oxidation of this is carried out by adding these all reagent, and we will get the product over here. See carefully. We are going to get the product like this, double bond over here. This hydroxy group get oxidized, and here we can put this. Rest of the thing or the group remains as it is. Here oxygen atom, here also as oxygen atom. This is methyl group which is above the plane. This methyl group, it should be below the plane, and rest of the thing here, double bond and double bond, that benzene ring or that moiety remains as it is. So this is a product, the compound number 4 which we got over here, and this is a widely used phase transfer catalyst. Do you remember phase transfer catalyst means what? That is behave like as an ionic liquid which is protecting, promising green alternative to organic solvent in organic synthesis. The name of that TEMPO is 2266 tetramethyl piperidine 1-vial-oxyl. So that is the full form of TEMPO. TEMPO, let me give the full form of that. TEMPO is nothing but as a 2266. T stand for tetramethyl piperidine 1-vial-oxyl. So that is the full form of TEMPO, also known as an solvent. TBAB, that is a tetramethyl ammonium bromide, is known as a TBAB is nothing but as a tetra butyl ammonium bromide. That is a tetrabutyl ammonium bromide, means tetrabutyl like this, maybe as a this one tetrabutyl. Tetrabutyl is positive and here bromide. Tetrabutyl ammonium bromide, that type of the structure, and which is widely used as a phase transfer catalyst and behave like an ionic liquid, which is promising green alternative to the organic solvent in organic synthesis. And by using this, we will get as a structure number 4 that we have seen over here. And now, after 4, when we add reagent, different reagents, let us see over here, when this 4 is treated with the reagent like sodium borohydride, NaBH4, sodium borohydride, followed by methanol, MEOH, at 0 degree centigrade, 84% yield is obtained, very high yield, because all are the biotransformation and therefore they are highly specific and the high yielding products generally obtained over here. And after doing all these thing, and the sodium borohydride is well known for reduction of that carbonyl group, only that carbon-carbon double bond remains intact. Let me draw that structure over here suitably so that you can clearly see the structure, which now here the other part of the compound we can show as it is. Here oxygen atom is remains as it is, but here one of the methyl group goes above the plane and one of the methyl group should be below the plane. This hydroxy group, it remains as it is below the plane. Now this reduction of that carbonyl group, even though it is alpha beta unsaturated compound, only due to the use of sodium borohydride, the hydride transfer from lower side. So hydroxyl group that must comes outside the plane, means above the plane this double bond remains as it is, and we will got this is the change, and this double bond and this double bond, they are remains as it is, and this structure is nothing but as a structure number 5. Look at here only. This, by adding that sodium borohydride in methanol, act as an solvent in this case, stored at 0 degree centigrade, high yielding means near about the 84 overall yield is obtained, and we got the product 5 is a very high yield. And after this 5, when we add another reagent, which reagent? Let us see over here. This is a reagent which we are going to add over here. One is a Cl3C, then double bond NH, then there will be a OPMB and Ln. These all are the biocatalysts. OTF 3 times and lanthanide OTF trifluoride then C6H5Me, that is a toluene used as a solvent, then stored for at room temperature, and the percentage is obtained only as a 54%. That much amount of the percentage we got over here. And after adding all these reagent, what do you get? This reagent, as we know that this is the reagent used for the protection of hydroxyl group. So suitably they get protected and we will get the product like this. This is a compound which I am writing over here. This part of the molecule remains as it is. Here this double bond also remains as it is, and this part, the hydroxy group, this one, protected hydroxyl group remains as it is over here. Here is a methyl group, here also as a methyl group. What we got? This is a, now only here this is above the plane O PMB, PMB para methoxybenzene, and this one also here O PMB para methoxybenzene. So that hydroxy group get protected when we added this reagent, and this structure is nothing but as a structure number 6, and that structure number after adding as a structure number, that reagent we got as a structure number 3. So toluene and these reagent, and after we got this the product. I think remaining lecture we will continue in our next lecture, because here today let us because we started from the dibenzofuran to structure number 1 by adding suitable reagent, biotransformations are carried out and we will get suitably cis-diol, and after that we use as a acetone to get protected in presence of that suitable reagents, and finally we arrived at a structure number 6. Rest of the structure we will discuss in our next lecture. Let us stop today here. Thank you. Have a nice day.